road.
Welcome to Countdown to Infinity, a Marvel's Avengers podcast. We talk all things Marvel Cinematic Universe. And much like the titular character of the show we're talking about this series, we're back. We've awoken from our slumber. The spell has broken.
Our dark hole.
Our dark holes. Our mouths. What's the darkest hole of the human body? Mouth.
You want to get into that?
Oh, you think it's something else?
I did.
Ear. Nope, you think
Sure.
it's something else. Okay. Well, my name's Manuel.
My name is Sophia.
And if this is your very first episode, we
Welcome.
apologize for talking about our holes up top. But
What a way to start.
If this is not your first episode, you're welcome for talking about our holes.
Again.
At the top. We have taken a little bit of a break, of course. So has Marvel,
Yes.
as they have not been releasing much, as they focus on quote-unquote quality over quote-unquote quantity. And, it's been a little while. I think the last thing we talked was Deadpool and Wolverine just a month ago, so it's not that long, but still.
But it feels like forever, doesn't it?
It's been a while since we talked about
It's been a while.
a series. And so we're really excited because every single week
Yes.
you will be getting a new episode of our show as
Into
we
your ear holes.
recap and talk about every single episode of Agatha All Along, the
Long-awaited
series.
Since
A
WandaVision.
A spin-off of WandaVision
Yes.
from 2021, which was a hit.
Can you imagine?
Big hit.
That long ago?
That's actually
3 years ago?
Years. That is
My
kind of wild.
gosh.
If you were a freshman in high school
You'd almost be done.
or you graduate early,
Congratulations.
congrats, you smart junior you. This is a series that was created by Jack Schaefer, who also worked on WandaVision, stars Katherine Hahn as Agnes or Agatha Harkness, who I think was like maybe the first of the big hit characters from a MCU series.
Yes. And I remember having my suspicions about her from the
beginning.
jump.
Yeah.
And we kept trying to dissect everything from WandaVision. And I was like, her clothing. It's
Oh.
something about her clothing. Like
Fantastic.
I re-listened to
Also,
everything. And I
Katherine
was like,
Hahn,
oh my gosh.
fantastic actress.
Yeah, why does she not have anything yet? Like,
do you mean?
I mean, like an Oscar. Where is it? Is
I
it in
see.
her hand? No.
She was nominated for an Emmy, I think, for a bunch for
WandaVision.
WandaVision, she was nominated for an Emmy, and for a bunch of other things that she does. But yes, and I will say I was really excited about this show because we know she's got the acting chops,
Of
and
course.
Agatha is all about deception and. She obviously plays multiple types of Agnes, the neighbor
Yes.
next door in WandaVision. Guess what? We get a little bit more of that acting in this. But the series premiered this week, and it will conclude just in time for Halloween.
For those who celebrate.
The final 2 episodes will release October 30th. The Witching Hour. I love it. I love when there's like a Halloween series.
Yes. Always
Especially
super
around
fun.
the time of year when the weather's changing.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
PSL season.
Where we are, we don't really feel it as much.
No,
So it's
90
really
degrees.
nice at the end of October, early November
Yeah.
when it actually starts to happen.
In some places, it's getting cooler. The leaves are changing color. It's getting a little windier. Maybe even a little snow is happening. We turn up the AC. How do we simulate leaves?
Iced coffee instead of
Yes, instead of
hot coffees.
hot, but everything's
our
pumpkin
PSL.
still.
Our
yeah?
PSLs are iced.
Get that iced PSL. But the series follows Agatha as she awakens from the curse after Scarlet Witch dies, or is dispatched of. We saw that in Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. We didn't
Right.
see her die.
We didn't
though.
see
I don't
her
know.
die.
No one ever really dies in the AMCU, huh?
No.
But either way, Agatha is released from her spell in Westview, and she emerges powerless. No power for her.
Yeah.
But that does mean that in order to get it back, she has to travel the Witch's Road with a coven, of course, because
That
of how
she
infamous she is. Yeah, she doesn't really have one.
Yeah.
She has to grab and find a coven. Meanwhile, knowing that she doesn't have power, some of her adversaries, including Rio Vidal, a warrior witch played by Aubrey Plaza, and the Salem 7,
Yes.
who we get a little glimpse of in the second of the 2 premiere episode.
I can't wait to talk about that.
They're coming for her. They're coming for her neck. So it's a race for her and her group of witches, her coven, to get their powers back. Oh, man.
A lot of things happening.
A lot of things happening.
Just
2
from the
episodes.
jump.
Episode 1, Seekest Thou the Road. Episode 2, Circle Sown with Fate, Unlock Thy Hidden Gate. We're talking about both of them.
Yeah.
Sophia, what do you think of the premiere of Agatha All Along?
Holy shit, it's amazing. So I love the spooky vibes, obviously. Like, I've been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah.
Agatha was one of my favorite characters from WandaVision. And I mean, that series in general, WandaVision just had and still has such a hold on me. Like, I love it so much. It's perfect. So for me to follow Agatha specifically, like, I knew that Catherine was going to kill it because she did in WandaVision, and I was so excited to see her character just kind of blossom, and also to know more about her specifically. Like, we knew that she was powerful just because of WandaVision and what happened between her and Wanda, but I just wasn't sure how powerful she was. But to see this already taking place, like, all of the people who want her dead, all of the history that comes with her name just in Westview.
She's infamous.
She is. So I'm just really excited to see where it goes from here. Also, love Aubrey. Like, it's just, there is nobody else I would rather see with Catherine. You know, like, just, she's kind of like a Jenna Ortega. Right now.
Okay.
Like, well, just because of the spookiness that they bring. Like, they're like emo queens or like goth girls that are just
Scream queens.
literally like and it just fits Aubrey so well because she's already that kind of like creepy, even like from Parks and Rec when she was so young.
I don't think she's creepy.
No. Like, in a cool way. I don't know how to explain it. Like, that's just her attitude towards these characters. Like, it's a little different and a little like, ooh, like, just kind of mysterious, I guess I should say. Not creepy, but mysterious.
And she kind of has this role of adversary, of course, to Agatha, but also maybe a former fling.
Yes, and you get those vibes for sure.
They were close. The dark heart or the black heart.
And it's just, I don't know. There's so much history there. Like, I mean, to go all the way back to Salem, like 17th century. Hello, like, that is
hundreds of years old.
Yes, there's so much that can be just uncovered through the series, and I'm really excited to see. Also, I can't wait to see what happens with the Coven, because it's like a mix of.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about them in detail.
But there's so many different personalities, and there's different powers that I'm excited to explore. Like, I had no idea that there was going to be a potions witch. You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea that there was going to, like, a green witch, which is Aubrey. Like, I am so excited to see their powers, like, shine, quote unquote, or like displayed throughout the series.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really exciting setup for what the show is going to be about. I really enjoyed how it opened, you know, in the Agnes of Westview. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Agnes of Westview, which is kind of this crime noir HBO series cop thing. Well, she's still stuck under the spell,
still in
of
the
course.
trance,
So she's stuck inside of a television show. I really enjoyed the sequence where she kind of goes through all of the different iterations of Agnes from WandaVision.
Yeah, she has to claw her way out.
She's black and white at one point. She's in like the All in the Family 70s type thing at one point, and you know, going through all of that to kind of see herself free. I thought that was really fun, seeing everyone from Westview again, of course. But once we get down to finding her coven, also I kind of could tell that Aubrey Plaza and Rio and her had some kind of history, because she doesn't kill her.
No,
that was something really interesting.
Well, she can't.
Immediately she's about to
she can't
destroy Agatha, and Agatha is able to convince her to like hold off, let me get my power, so it's a fair fight. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
Well, she can't kill her. If Aubrey were to kill her, then she would have to use her powers, and Agatha is the type of witch that will just absorb any powers that are thrown at her, because she's powerless right now.
I think there's also this fun. Well, there's also the fun coven.
Yes.
Who we all have maybe favorites in already. Let me go through it, and we can talk about it in detail. I'll talk about the actors and their characters. Aubrey Plaza as Rio Vidal is supposed to be part of the coven. I guess.
Yes,
we'll
she's
start
supposed to
there
be the
since
green
we
one.
talked about her. But yeah, okay. Sajir Zamata from SNL is playing Jennifer Kale, who
Yes.
is a sorceress who is a potions expert. I believe she's about to go to jail for fraud for some of the potions she's pushing. I love that. Ali On plays Alice Wu Gulliver, who
Yes.
is an ex-police officer who's a protector witch, but is
Yes.
actually just a descendant of a witch. She's
Yes.
not herself, I think.
She was born into
She
it.
was born into it a little bit. Aku Okpawasi is... Oh, sorry. Oh, I skipped past some people here.
sorry.
Patty Lapone is a 450-year-old Sicilian witch, and she has the skill of divination. Patty Lapone plays Lilia. She can see the future or experience some things.
But she can't control when it happens.
She can't. And then my favorite member of the coven is Deborah Jo Rupp from the 70s show playing Sharon Davis, who is not a witch, but is a neighbor with a green thumb.
Yes.
Who is, I guess, like drafted unwillingly into the coven.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because Aubrey Plaza is supposed to be the Earth Witch, the
Yeah.
Green Witch, and so because the neighbor is so good at gardening, that's why she so easily slides into the coven.
It's so fun because from when you introduce her, she's a really great comedic actress anyways.
She's
but
so cute.
she's just happy to be a part of a party.
Yes.
And she's game for it. She goes into the witch's road.
Her husband just passed.
They have that sequence when they're where they're talking and they do the 70s show basement shot or something, which is I thought was really, really fun. But also I think it's like classic Marvel side character who's around being a fan favorite, like Bob, or from Deadpool, or like all of these just normal people who are thrust into with superheroes. I love it, and I hope she survives and maybe gets powers.
You know she's going to be important later.
Yeah, I hope so.
She has to be important later.
Yeah, I hope so. And we also, and maybe from WandaVision, the series, she's the neighbor that we're staying with, because I feel like they left everyone else behind, but she's one that's like obviously a great actress, and she gets to kind of hang around for Agatha.
Well, all the other neighbors have a little cameo in the first episode.
That's true. Yeah. They are still
And
in
they're back.
the TV show version or world.
And when she wakes up, a couple of them are there. But I also love when Agatha is pulled out, that she, first of all, is butt naked, running
but
through
she
the
doesn't
streets.
care, 'cause
No,
witches
she does
don't
not care. But they were like, "Oh, you've been in there for like 3 years," which makes total sense because it's been 3 years since WandaVision. I love it.
Yeah. I also like how, because the hard part about forming a coven, of course, is like, why would you? Agatha is one of the least like witches, I guess.
Notoriously, yes.
Everybody knows she's really dangerous.
And that she's really selfish and she'll just like steal
Do
from
whatever,
you
and she can steal your power.
Yeah,
It's bad stuff. But also, I like how everyone was trapped. Not only, we talked about Jennifer, who is the potions expert. She's potentially going to jail for life.
Yes.
And if you're immortal, that's not a
long
great,
time.
Yeah, that's not a great alternative. So yes, I will, join the coven. Patty Lapone's character Lilia,
She's in
sees
debt.
herself, on the list with the coven. So it's kind of like you played yourself.
And
you're in it.
And she's in debt. Like
she's in debt.
She has an eviction notice on her property when they show up to recruit her.
Ali On, I think, is really fun too. She's obviously searching for things. I like that she worked at a Hot Topic. She's great in The Diplomat. If you haven't seen that show, I'm really excited about this group. How do you feel about the coven?
I love them. I think that they are going to because it's kind of like you have nowhere else to go, right? Like this is just kind of happening, and that's how it's supposed to happen. In order for the coven to actually summon or whatever the road, fate needs to bring the coven together for it to work.
Yeah.
So this is fate. Everybody's going through something.
It's a good team up. I will say that the creator of the show did say that one of the most fun parts about writing the show is the fact that witches are all about deception and lying and sort of being a little bit selfish. And a lot of the characters in this are kind of in trouble because of things they've done. But also, it doesn't make me feel like they are exactly perfect team members right now.
Uh-huh.
You know, obviously they're kind of thrown in together. We can
Right.
kind of already see them not trusting each other a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really fun because it is kind of like, what do you do if you've got like 5 Agathas
Mm-hmm.
in your group? How do you, and you can kind of see it when Agatha's trying to piss them all off. They're like, you just want us to use our powers on you so you can take them.
Right.
And he's like, dang, okay. So it's a fun little game of chess that I think we'll see, except for Sharon, you know, who is the neighbor who isn't supposed to be there. I think one of the fun things too about the series is the WandaVision was all about kind of paying homage to different eras of television. Mm-hmm. And the people working on this show say that they would want to do the same thing with the sort of what the pop culture and some of the lore around witches. So I can't wait for that. So like how witches are portrayed in TV, in film, we already got kind of like a fun, like hot topic thing where you assume like, oh, that's, you know, witches are a little bit, you know, emo and stuff. So they'd shop at Hot Topic. But there's a lot more that we'll have to do. I mean, think of everything about witches, like black cats and pumpkins and obviously the Darkhold and books of spells and potions. All of that is going to play part in the series. And I'm excited for it's going to remind me of what's that American Horror Story? Coven.
Yeah. It's like all of the stereotypical witchy things. But this is just going to take it to a whole other level. I mean, it kind of already did in the second episode whenever they do some in the road, right? Like the Salem 7 show up. And that's when I finally felt like, oh my gosh, this is like a creepy show. Like as they approach the house, you can tell that like it's like each of them have their own distinct markings on their faces, which I mean, creeps me out already. But then there's a couple jump scares too as they make their way.
Yeah, they're like shoving their heads through the walls.
And it's like just the speed that they do it. Like I can't. It was not. I was not expecting it to be that type of effects, but I was happy to see it.
Some of the touch points that they said that they kind of drew inspiration from Season of the Witch. A lot of stuff that Stevie Nicks had done. Practical magic was a huge inspiration for the show.
I love practical magic.
Yeah, we do all of that stuff. We're gonna see. We've watched practical magic recently, so that's kind of interesting. And I'm gonna go back to talk. Wait, go ahead.
Joe Locke, the teen.
Yeah, I was like, I forgot. I think part of it is because he's like a fan boy.
Yes,
a little bit.
Yes,
he helps break the spell.
But you can tell that he has powers.
And that's kind of the thing we're going to talk about. I feel like this can be spoiled for people, BT dubs, because don't look too much into it. But one of the things that Agatha can't do is hear his full name and his backstory and his history, because someone has cast a spell to where we as the audience and Agatha can't hear any of it. It gets blurred out. I'm sure he can't write anything about it. He can talk. He can do anything, but a huge mystery. And right now his character is called Teen, and that's it.
Yeah, and well, because he is a teenager.
He's
only 16. But whenever they are first introduced, while Agatha is under her spell or in her trance, he is the one that starts to free her, and he also has black markings on the tips of his fingers.
Ooh, spooky.
I know. So obviously he is trying to practice witchcraft of some kind.
Yeah.
And for me, are we going to talk about like our suspicions, or are we not going to go that deep yet?
I mean, you can. What do you got one?
So whenever Agatha is Agnes in the first episode, right? Like when she's still a detective, quote unquote, under it, she goes into a bedroom for someone called Nikki.
Yeah,
who seems to be like maybe a child or somebody from her past that obviously is not there anymore. But we never see pictures of whoever Nikki is. We just see the name Nikki, and we just see drawings and like awards. I think we see like pictures of them as a child, maybe.
Yeah.
But not like anything current.
We got to freeze frame it and watch it.
And
again,
we have to watch it again. And we see her kind of get emotional, and then she closes the door and moves on, and that's it. And then as Agatha in the second episode, she asks him multiple times, like, what's your name? Like, who are you? Where are you from? And then, like, she's not able to hear. So for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, what if it's the same person? And he has powers,
Yeah.
or they have powers. You never know.
I think there's also a lot of
Mystery.
yeah, I mean, there's definitely a mystery around him, but there's
Suspicious.
also a lot of Marvel-y stuff
Yeah.
going on in the undercurrent. By that, I mean a lot of these series and TV shows are introducing younger. We got a new Hawkeye.
Well, we talked
have,
about that.
We even have like the Hulk's nephew or something, or kid, which is crazy. But would be interesting if this kind of follows that template,
And the twins
we just
from-
kind of have a younger from WandaVision themselves.
WandaVision.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a great. I mean, obviously, there's more to him. We're
Right.
going to find out who he is. And
he also went to the road.
and I think the road is really important because, when we were talking about witches and all that stuff, the road reminds me a lot of Wizard of Oz, which
Okay.
features witches, of course. But also the idea that there are trials and tribulations on your journey to the end of it. I think some of that is going to reveal who he is. And because of how long witches live,
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to see a lot of like history for each witch because if they're all going to be tested, it's got to be something a little personal. And I'm hoping it's not a bunch of booby traps with fight sequences. I don't think it's going to be like that.
No, I think it's going to be deeper than that, and I think it's going to be spookier. Honestly, just
Yeah.
based on how the second ep went
That's true.
with the 7, like that really threw me off. I was like, oh, this is not for children.
The song Witches Road, which
So fun.
was a chant which everybody sings.
Because you have to in order to open it.
Everyone's pretty good at singing. Written by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, who have won Oscars.
Those names sound familiar.
Because they wrote the music for Frozen and Frozen 2 and for Coco. Big Disney friends.
Big Disney guys.
So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that this song...
They have Oscars.
Yeah, they do. It doesn't surprise me that this song is probably going to be slapped into some Disney Halloween
Catherine
playlist
doesn't.
now.
God,
Maybe she'll win a Grammy for this song, huh?
she better.
There's a Grammy for, I think, like TV or movie
Song?
TV or movie song.
Movie
yeah.
song.
Yeah. Song movie. I think is Emmy. But yeah, they did the music for WandaVision as well, which had some real bangers in there.
Yeah, it did.
I think most title sequences had their own music. Yeah.
Division, one division. Oh,
So they're back.
good.
I wonder how much of that is going to be in this. But also music is a huge thing witches did. They chanted and danced
Yes.
around fires singing
Yes.
songs. So there will be a lot of bangers in this, I think.
I mean, they did more than that, but yes.
I don't know. What's your favorite witch movie? Do you have one?
Practical Magic, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
When they, oh my gosh, yeah, no, I can talk about Practical Magic for hours.
Do you want to
I
know
love
mine? You're not going to like it.
it. Wait, let me think. Which movie?
Yep.
Is it like Rosemary's Baby or something? Does that count?
No,
Does that
not
count as a witch movie?
Not a witch movie.
Is it The Wizard of Oz?
No, but that is a good movie. Some would say one of the
Jennifer's-
best movies of all time.
Jennifer's Body?
Is that a witch movie?
She's a witch, isn't she?
Oh, okay.
Is she not a witch?
Do you want me to just tell you?
Yeah.
It's A24's
The Witch.
by Robert
Okay.
Eggers.
Oh my gosh.
They dance around the fire there
You're
in that
so
movie.
basic.
Shut up. It's so good.
Basic.
I
What's it about?
I actually really like
What's it about?
it's
A witch.
It's about angry pilgrims and a baby going missing. I also really enjoyed Bewitched. I know it kind of loses steam, but with Nicole Kidman, Will Ferrell, pretty fun movie. It does lose steam. I don't want people to think it's like a perfect movie.
Yeah, it's not.
It
It's
gets
not
tough.
that. Yeah.
But the hijinks is really funny.
That's
and they go
cute.
back in time, which is crazy that witches do. Okay, back to Agatha All Along.
Yes.
Any other big? I mean, we just assume we've set up for we're in the Witches Road. Mm-hmm. They've got to get their powers.
No
Salem,
shoes.
No shoes. Salem 7 coming for them. Coming for their necks.
Yes.
Not sure.
But they weren't
yet,
able to break through the gate, which
not
is nice.
yet. Not sure how Rio or Aubrey Plaza is back involved. She obviously wants to kill Agatha, but also I don't know where she is along the road.
Yeah. Well, she said that she was going to come back and check out the house. So I think next ep is going to probably open with that, right? And I think that Aubrey is going to open the road. I don't know if Aubrey has enough power to do it on her own,
Yeah,
or if
she
you
needs a coven.
can do it on your own. But maybe she'll use the 7 as a coven.
We
or
really
join
don't
their
even
coven.
know what the road is. So You know what I'm saying? Like
It's a road.
I know, but we're not yet sure
What it entails.
Yeah, or what if it's in the plane of existence, if we're talking about like a different
Oh,
dimension.
it's for sure another dimension.
I also feel like it's smart to have the show couched in a road journey type movie, just narratively. That's a fun thing to see. That happens quite a bit in a lot of other,
Wizard of
Marvel
Oz.
movies and stuff. Oh, obviously Wizard of Oz is really good, but it's such a great way for each character to kind of show a little bit more of themselves as they progressively get to the final destination.
Right.
But also, it sounds like Agatha has traveled the Witch's Road before.
Or she's lying about it.
And that's what I'm saying is, I think it's
Deception.
not a secret that they keep talking about how witches are deceptive. They lie all the time. They overblow stuff. And obviously you can't trust them. And I think anytime something comes out of her mouth, you can't really trust her.
Yeah.
So for her to say, like, this is the Green Witch, obviously not. That's the neighbor. Or I have done this before. You got to think to yourself,
Has she
she
really?
really? Or did she fail the last test or whatever?
When would she have?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been alive a long time, though. So, I mean, could have been 400, 500 years ago. Ugh. Do you think that you want to be a witch ever?
No.
Like a real witch? Like these ladies?
No. I think that that's too much responsibility. From what I've learned from practical magic, people get real selfish real quick.
Yeah. There's bad witches.
Wait, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, what qualifies as witchcraft? You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like, yeah, we could go that way.
Let's dive into
but
it.
let's
Yeah.
not.
Do you think we'll get, because this was a
Would
flashback.
you want powers?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Do you remember
no.
that there was this flashback in WandaVision?
I don't like how quickly you answered
Oh
that.
yeah, I want powers all the time. I want to destroy people and make them bend to my whim.
No.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'd love it. I would absolutely love it if people did what I wanted all the time,
No.
even if they didn't want to.
Ew.
Oh no, someone's gonna clip that
For
and
sure.
send it to the police.
I'm about to marry you.
See, babe, love is a type of witchcraft. You've bewitched me, body and soul.
Oh my God, bye.
There is. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Oh no, there was an episode of WandaVision where we actually saw the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
So we know that's something
Okay.
that maybe we'll revisit or something. Remember, Agatha had her like
100% we're
origin
going
story?
to.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the modern version of witch trials? I don't even know. That'd be interesting.
It's still just trials for women.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I guess it's hard to be
Yeah,
an
it is.
outsider.
What do you mean? Oh no.
To be different.
God.
What are you looking forward to as we wrap up this ep? In the every week will be one episode until the finale. Again, the day before Halloween, where 2 will release. But what are you looking forward to in the next couple eps?
I think the biggest thing on my mind is just where the teen takes place, like in the whole story. Like, where is that going to go?
yeah, how important.
I want to know how important he is, because I think he or the neighbor is going to be really important. And I also have a hunch that one of them is going to go against Agatha.
I think more than one.
I don't think
TBH.
I don't think it's going to be Aubrey.
You don't think it's one? You think it's just one? I think all of them are going to try to turn.
No, I think one
at
of them
some
is
point.
going to try to get an ally
Yeah.
within the coven, but I think one of them is going to be the bigger one to
Yeah.
go against Agatha.
One of them is going to be like the actual.
I think it's going
Yeah.
to be the born in witch. I'm calling it now.
Okay.
It's going to be her.
Alice.
Yeah.
I think that all of them are going to try to somehow get power on their own throughout the journey. I am also super curious about the Salem 7.
Well,
I think we're going to learn more about why they're important, what Agatha did to make the, I mean, obviously Agatha's kind of evil, but why the Salem 7 are crawling through walls and appearing out of nowhere.
well, they want her gone.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll be
I
kind of
wanna see
crazy.
why.
And I'm also like, it's weird because Agatha is a wicked witch, but we're still pulling for her.
Do you think Agatha left the 7?
I don't know.
There was 8.
I don't know. The
Because she also-
Salem 8, that doesn't
Well-
sound good. The
Well,
alliteration
no.
isn't there.
No, I know, but she also has that locket with someone's hair inside of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know the locket.
And-
The locket with the hair is a spell thing.
Well, I know, but I'm saying
But what is it
is
for?
that when she left?
You don't have a locket of with hair in it?
My mom has a locket with my hair in it when I was a baby.
She's a witch.
But my mom was also a witch. So.
Witch. Witch.
Witch.
Burn the witch.
You're a witch. That's from Practical Magic. Yeah.
Okay. Instead, we got a different song in
And then
this.
she points back and she's like, I hope you get chicken pox. And then the kid gets chicken pox because she's a witch.
Down the witch's road.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it for our final. Oh, you have any other big final thoughts on the first two eps?
No, Aubrey Plaza is just really hot. I'm excited to see her. And
great.
Catherine Hahn.
Yeah.
Oh, I do want to see if they had a kindling of their love at some point. Oh, maybe it's Aubrey's hair
Maybe.
because it's black.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, but yeah, no, I'm just excited to see it. It's just
Yeah.
nice to have something new from Marvel.
It is nice. I will say it's hard for me not to want to look for all of the... WandaVision messed us up, I think. And
Yeah,
we're
I'm
like,
gonna be-
what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Especially because they started us in kind of the Mayor of Easttown HBO crime series,
Yes.
where in WandaVision, like, you were like, oh, what's that helicopter? Or what's that red light? And we got the answer,
Yeah.
but I feel like we don't have to do that much
Here.
in this series, which is kind of freeing. I
But
feel
there
like
is still a level of mystery.
there certainly is. And I'm excited for them to... I know we were talking about Practical Magic and Wizard of Oz, but that's not even the half of it. They want to honor
All of them.
the iconography of witches. They want to honor kind of all of the songs and TV shows and movies and books and everything that we kind of learned about witchcraft in our lives. So I'm excited for them to do that in kind of like a Marvel movie a Marvel show, which isn't, exactly the spookiest series. I will
No.
say, Multiverse was kind of scary in certain moments.
But it is spooky.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a nice balance that they're
I
creating
think
here.
so. And I think we're going to get more of that. So I'm really excited about it. But
Yeah,
cool.
same.
We've come to the end of this episode. Sophia, well, what do you have to plug?
Just thank you so much for being patient with us, and
Thank you for your patience.
Thank you truly for your
We
patience.
sound like pilots.
but like man, it feels good to be back.
It's nice.
So just thank you. Please listen to the pod. We will come out with them weekly, of course. And if you want to follow me on any socials, you sure can. Everything is at _simply Sophie, SOFIEE.
Yeah, we're back. A lot of our pods are back. Revenge of the Sequel premieres the first week of October, and that is a podcast about movies, and we're kicking it off, I think, horror all month long, and that's a lot of fun. So October is a big month for us. October is also a really big month if you are in the United States. You can go to delphinpod.com and see if you're registered to vote. Set alarms.
Yes.
You don't have to find it. Just go to delphinpod.com, DELFINPOD. And thanks so much for listening. We'll be back next week.
Go register.
Bye.
Bye.